Hello, Mr. Bennett. Please, we can start.
Hello, hello, Mary. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir. We can start, sir.
So how many are we? Just the three of us.
Yes.
Unfortunately, today that I'm very ready to do real practicals. Everything is now working today, and a lot of people now happen not to be around, but it's fine. I guess maybe you can send the recording to them. So let me start my video. So we are going to do everything hands-on. Everything is going to be hands-on. I welcome everyone to the class. Before I go straight into the practicals, let me quickly do a quick recap of what we've done till this point. I talked about web design. I talked about the fact that you cannot have a website without a web infrastructure, and the two major web infrastructure is your domain and your hosting accounts. And I said what connects a domain to a hosting account is called the domain name servers. And they are usually two. You have domain name server 1 and domain name server 2. So, and these domain name servers, they are usually given to you by your hosting company. So when you get your domain name server from your hosting company, that is after you purchased a hosting plan, you get a domain name server from your hosting company, you take it to the particular platform where you purchased your domain, then you insert it there. So the domain name server connects a hosting account to the domain. And when this is done, the website can be propagated. Now, when you purchase a hosting account, you'll be given an access to an engine room called the cPanel. It is from the cPanel that you get to install your content management systems like WordPress and Joomla and the rest of them. So let's go straight into practicals. Let me share my screen. For the purpose of this training, I'm going to be purchasing a domain live, show you how to purchase a domain. I already have an existing hosting account. I'm going to show you how to get your domain name servers, how to, get the domain name servers, copy them. So everything is going to be practical on to the point where we're going to install our CMS and the website is going to be live. So let's get started. So I'm sharing my screen here on my screen. Share. Can you see my screen? Can you see what is on my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so for the purpose of purchasing a domain today, I'm going to be using Domain King. Domain King is a Nigerian company. The reason why I'm using Domain King for now is the fact that their domains are still quite affordable. So let's look for a name. Let me call the domain we would like to purchase. So when you come to your Domain King, you create an account. When you create an account, then you go to under domains, you go to register new domain, and that was how I got here. So let's call our domain sample work. I'm going to be purchasing .name.ng. I'm purchasing .name.ng because right now is the cheapest. So samplework.name.ng, you can see it's 500 naira for 1 year. So so let me add it to my cart. I've added it to my cart. Let me make payments. Let me make payments. Let me pay with Flutterwave, 500 naira. So I'm proceeding to make payments. I wish we have a lot of people in-house today. They would have learned a lot, but it is what it is. So it's loading for payments. Okay, so it has brought up my payment infrastructure page. I want to pay with bank transfer. So with bank transfer, so I'm going to transfer 510 naira to these accounts. Let me quickly do that. I'm transferring it to Sterling. Okay, 510, account number 8635158676. Domain purchase. So I've made payment right away. I have made payments. I clicked on I've made payments. Okay, they're going to confirm my payment now. Payment has been confirmed. So our domain is going to be activated now that payment has been confirmed. I should be redirected. It's not redirecting me. So let me go back to domain king. So I'm not a robot. So while we are trying to log in, I would go to my hosting account to get the domain name servers. Now, for this particular hosting account, I'll be using my two-factor authentication. Domain king. I have 590.028. Thank you. This has been paid. Let me go back home. Has been downloaded. Add to clients area. So now we have our domain has been purchased. Now let me go to hosting. So for the purpose of our hosting, we're going to be using InterServer. So to get to InterServer, you go to interserver.net. Now, I already have a couple of hosting accounts here that I purchased. So I'm going to be using one of them as an example. Now, look at what I was saying. If you look at my web hosting packages, you will see control panel, control panel, control panel. So when you purchase a hosting account, every hosting account will be giving, control panel. It is through the control panel that you get to access your content management system. So for this particular hosting account, I want to get the domain name server. So I'll click on that hosting account. So I'm using this particular hosting account as an example. So you can see for this particular hosting account, you can see web hosting cPanel login. This is to log into the cPanel. Default name server for this web hosting, you can see two of them, web hosting 3006 a troublefree.net and the other one. So I'm going to copy these name servers, copying this, Control C. Then I come to domain king. Then I'll go to my domains. I'll go to domains. Let me take this off. Sorry. I'll go to domains. I say my domains. You can see we have to, this is checkname.ng. It's a sample website. I use them to build sample websites. This is sampleworkname.ng. So let me go to sampleworkname.ng. I'll click on manage. Under manage, you can see all what we have here. Then they are saying domain currently unlocked. You should enable registrar lock unless you're transferring domain. So here, I can come here under name servers and click name servers. You can see they say use default name servers. Now, if I purchased my hosting plan with this company, I would leave it as default name servers. But because I didn't purchase my hosting plan with this company, I only just bought domain from them. I bought my hosting plan from another company. I'll click on use custom name servers. Then I'll come here, name server one that I copied, I'll paste. I will go back there. I'll copy the second one. I'll come back here. I'll paste, and I'll say change name servers. Now look at what it wrote. You can change where your domain points here. Please be aware, changes can take up to 24 hours to propagate. So what it means is that it can take, depending on the website, it can take so much time before my hosting account would see the domain. So, but since we've done that now, the next thing I'm going to do is to enter into my cPanel here in my hosting account to look for that domain, to add that domain to the hosting account. So I click on my cPanel. So this is what your cPanel looks like. On your cPanel, you have email. Under email, you have everything you have to do with your emails. You have files. Now, these are where your files will be stored when the website is built. You have database of the website, the login details, and every other important database. Domain, this is where I would add the particular domain that I just added the name server. So what I'll come what I'll do, I'll go to domains. I'll click on domains. Then I'll click on create a new domain. What's the name of our domain? The name of our domain is samplework.name.ng. Copy it, come back here. I'll click here, samplework.name.ng. No, I don't want this domain to share documents with the root file of the website. So I say no. Let it create its own file entirely. It has created it, and I say submit. You have successfully created the new samplework.name.ng domain with the document roots of that. So this is it. It has been added to this website. Then what do? I return back to my cPanel. So I am still at the front interface of my cPanel. So the next thing for me to do now is to come down to software. Now, under software, that is where you see your Softaculous app installer. Remember, I said where you get to install your WordPress is your Softaculous app installer. So when I click on Softaculous app installer, which is under software, you can see, just like I said during the theory, we have a lot of CMS. You can see WordPress, you can see Joomla, you can see Abante Cat, PHP BB, SMF, W. There are a lot of them. PH7 Builder, Open Real Estate. There are a lot of builders here that you can install, but we are sticking with WordPress. So I will just say install. So it takes us to the installation phase part of the website. Now, this is where you now need to be really very careful now, because you want to install your WordPress. So they are installing the latest WordPress for us, which is WordPress 6.81. Then here, where you have your HTTPS, you have HTTP, you have HTTP/www, you have HTTPS, you have HTTPS. So you are sticking with this. And now this is not the website you are installing on, because this already has documents on it. We are installing on our sample domain, and this is it, samplework.name.ng. We select it. Then we'll come here and say, no, we are not installing this WordPress on a WP directory. We want it to be installed directly in a root folder. So we remove the WP. Now, imagine, now we selected HTTPS. It's saying a trusted SSL certificate was not found. So ordinarily, it takes 24 hours sometimes to install on 24 hours to automatically install SSL on domain for InterServer. So it automatically does it itself, and sometimes it's not up to 24 hours. Sometimes, if I need it as urgent as possible, I just get to send message to the admin, then they help me install it immediately. Now let's name our website. What's the name of our website? Sample for clients. What should we describe it? Website sample for review. So what should we call our username? We have a username. Let's leave it as admin. Let's leave it as admin. Our password. Let's make our password. Let's give our password cohort. Let me use something I can remember. Lagos 1000%. Our admin email, we can leave that. Now, what are the plugins? The plugins are the functionalities that manages the website that I want on the website. Now they are giving us, they say pro version of the Mac plugins will be installed for free. So they are saying I can install AI assistant onboarding. I can install backups. I can install improve page speed and all this. So I don't want this. So I can drop web builder. Okay. So I think we are good. Take a look at it. We are good. Then you click on install. Now, ordinarily, if I didn't select this AI onboarding assistant, I would have come here and click on advanced option. But for beginner, let's select this. I will click on install. It is installing. It is as easy as has been installed. Congratulations, the software was installed successfully. WordPress has been successfully installed at https blah 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 blah. So administrative URL is this. So let's go through into the website with our administrative URL. Click on it. So part of the challenge for this could be that the domain has not propagated fully yet. The domain has not propagated fully yet. So okay, but while I'm waiting on that, since I know the domain has not propagated fully yet, now we've installed our WordPress. We still give it some time. Let me now show you what it will look like. Let me go back to Softaculous app installer. WordPress manager. Now, when you install your WordPress, you get to see this. You get to see this. So when you now click on it, just like as I'm clicking on this now, I can't click on this because it has not propagated. It's going to take some time for it to propagate while we're waiting on it. I see it's not going to open. But let's just use one that has already propagated. So when you click on it, it brings you here. So we are assuming that it has propagated. Now, when it propagates, when it propagates and you click on login, it should bring you to an interface like this. Now, when it does that, the next thing you do is to come to appearance. You come to appearance, you click on theme. You click on add theme. These are already installed themes. These are themes. I've installed a few of them. So you come here and look for the theme of your choice. If someone is trying to come in, how do I do that now? Someone is trying to.
Don't worry, you can continue your class. One of us has admitted the person, so don't bother yourself with that, sir. Yes.
Okay, so you have your teams. Now you can just imagine these teams are free. You can see this, create and grow. So if I want to install this, all I need to do, I'll click on install. And when I click on install, I begin to edit. When I click on, so any of your teams here, you click on it and you begin to edit it. And that is it. It's as simple as that. So for now, I will stop here and pause for your questions. While we still hope that this will propagate before the end of our class. So I'll pause here and wait for your questions. How you get to know that it has not propagated, it will write this DNS / under probe finish blah blah NS domain. So I'm listening. I'm open for questions.
I don't have a question, sir. At least none for now. Thank you.
Mr. Bennett, it's not really a question. It's more or less like maybe probably I got lost in between when after we clicked on the cPanel, and then that period where we clicked, I think it opened up another environment where we clicked on the domain, and then we had to enter the new domain. Can you quickly just do I don't know, a recap of that environment? You know, after we clicked on the cPanel. Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. Thank you. I don't know what I asked. God bless me.
Hello, sorry, I lost you.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Thank you, network.
Hello, Mary, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
I
can
can
anyone
hear
hear me?
you. Yes, I
Apologies,
can hear you now, sir.
I don't know what went wrong with my network. Please, you can continue with your comments or questions. I'm listening.
Okay. What I was saying earlier was that um, I got somewhat lost, but I think I've gotten it. The environment after the cPanel, when we clicked on the cPanel, and where we had to enter the domain name and that environment, I was a little bit lost there. That's the only place. But I think after the you went offline a bit, I was able to at least understand that aspect again because I went through my notes and so that was where I was just a little bit lost. Then another question I also want to ask is for the domain name like the one we use now that cost us 500 naira. Is this something that they usually like? I don't know. There sometimes they do discounts probably on the Domain King site, and maybe they do discounts and it's something that occurs once in a while, or it's something that is just there. It's something that is, when you go there, you can always, for the benefit of some of us that would want to also, because while you were doing, I was already on the Domain King site, trying to also see follow you step by step. So for the others who probably will be watching the recording and would also want to follow these steps, is this something that they would always find the domain name that we bought for 500 naira? Is it something that would always be there or something that's just a once in a while thing?
Okay, let me clarify. The domain we purchased is not a standard domain. So what I mean by the word standard means that it is not what is being used, regularly used. For example, I'm sure you probably haven't heard of any domain called name.ng. Do you get? Maybe this probably is your first time. So for the popular domains that are being used, you can't get them for 500 naira. So it is because
Right.
this is a new domain that is just being introduced into the space and it is not used.
Okay.
So it is a .ng extension. So they now made it very affordable. So, and this .ng,
Okay.
yes. So, but if you want to buy your regular .com, your regular .org, your regular .net, your regular .ng, it can be, I think .ng, you still get .ng for, let's check, you still get .ng for, you still get .ng for 6 or 9,000 naira. Then you get .com for maybe 14 or 15,000. So, but it depends on the particular domain you're buying. So, but because we bought a domain that is not popular, that is not in popular demand and is recently introduced, people are not using it. That is why it's an extension of .ng. That is why it went for as low as 500. So for the purpose of using it, for example, that's the reason I buy it. So I use it for example, for sample, and I also use it for sample websites that I use to show clients what their website will look like before we eventually launch it on their main domain. So that is that. Then for the second question you asked, you said you got lost when I entered the interface
The
of
cPanel,
the
after you clicked on the cPanel, and then we entered into where we would insert the
add the
domain name.
domain.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I will do now is that let me go back to the cPanel and first of all have a rundown through of what the cPanel look like, section by section. Then I'll now show you where I entered through for the domain, to add the domain. So let me share my screen. We are here. We are here. So when you come into your cPanel, the first place you see, the first section you see is the email section. You can see I'm hovering on it, email. So under emails, okay, I will still talk about emails, how you can also create emails on your website. Under emails, you have email accounts, forwarder, email routing, autoresponder, blah, blah, blah. But all this section you're seeing here, they are under emails. Now, when you move to the next section, you see files. Now, these are the places your web files are hosted. This is where they are kept. Your images, your music content, your pictures, everything about your files, your written content, they are all here. Then when you leave files, you go to database. Your database, username, password, everything, table, and all that. This is the place you get to store them under the database. Now, when you move away from the database, you come to domain. Now, it was under domain that we added that. So under domain, you have redirect, you have social media management, and those. So for this redirect, it means if you have more than one domain and you want them to visit the same website. Now, let me show an example of what redirect can do. Let me show an example. Let me open this website. This web idea scopemedia.com. Now, this is a Nigerian company based in the UK. They have this website that they've built, with a .com extension. Now, but because they are in the UK and they are pursuing their registration in the UK, they also now purchase the same domain with a .uk.co.uk domain. But whether you visit .com or you visit .uk.co.uk, it takes you to the same website. Let's see an example now. You see this is .com. Let's say .co.uk. You see, it takes you to the same website. So that is the work of redirect. This is where they get that fixed. And everything here, they are still under domain. So if you now want to add a new website to your hosting account, just like I did, then under domain, you click on domains. Now, under domains, you have sample work. You can see. Sorry, let me take this away from here. So this was, once you add your domain, assuming we've not added our sample work.name.ng, if we had wanted to add it, this is where we're under create new. Is it clear now? Hello, Mary.
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay, so when you click add new, you put the name of the domain. Make sure you untick this. Then once you put the name of the domain, you untick this, you click on submit. That will be for that. So let me go back to cPanel and still run down. I've shown you emails, files, domains, Under metrics, here you get to see from the word metrics, visitors visiting your website, every other thing that you get to know about your website, errors and all that. Under security, so these are the system put in place, for your website security. You can even see your SSL status. Let me click on this. You can see SSL has been SSL has not been added here. If it has been added, this is, if it was added, it's going to look like this. So it has not been added. It's going to be added. Back to cPanel. Then you have your software. Under your software, you have your WordPress manager. You have so many optimize your website. With this, you can compress your website. With this, optimize your website. You have the PHP version to know the PHP version of your website. And you have your Softaculous app installer. So this was where we installed our WordPress from. Click on it. You see WordPress. Then you click on install. When you click on install, it brings you to this interface. You select your HTTPS. Then you drop down. You select your domain. You remove the WP. Then rename all these, set your password, select that, then click on install. And you have advanced. You can see if you want to use this sidebar, there are themes and all that. So I guess that is it. Let's see if our domain has propagated. Still the same challenge. So when, just like you said before we go to this place, once you have installed, this is the interface you're going to see. You come to appearance. Under appearance, you click theme. You see install theme. You click on install theme. You're going to see different themes that you like. Click on it, install it. Once you install it, then you begin to edit it. No much work, no much ado from here. The rest you can pick up from there. Any other question? Any other question?
No, I'm fine, sir.
Any other question?
No, sir, I don't have a question.
So, at the absence of any question, we'll call it a day. I'm always here. You can follow me. You can follow me on Facebook. My name, Benneth Njoku. On Twitter, still Benneth Njoku. On Instagram, Benneth Njoku. Keep in touch with me. These things, you get to learn them better when you try them more, you put your hands, you try it out, you make mistakes, and you feel when you're confused, you can reach out to me. Feel free to reach out to me. Then also watch YouTube videos for direction. I'm sure you would find it, you find this skill interesting. Hope to see you again. Thank you, everyone. Mary, over to you.
Well, thank you so much. That's quite a lot. Thank you so much. I think since last week, I can agree that we've, as in from novices, from novice, just be hearing, oh, the website, they build website, but at least we now have an idea of what it entails. And we can always try our hands, like you said, try our hands, watch more YouTube videos to help us. Thank you so much for your time, sir. God bless you. And if we have any questions, to be directed to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I don't know if anybody has anything to say regarding today's class.
Okay, sir, I want to say thank you for the class, although I will still have to go back to my notes and soak in. And like you said, I will also have to practice as well. Thank you, sir. It was really amazing.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Right, sir. Thank you so much. So, in the absence of no other comments or questions, I think we can call it a day. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. You have a lovely day, sir.